Hello everybody and a very warm welcome to the latest episode of Hidden Jewels of Soul and Disco. I'm Nadine, and if you like the channel, please consider hitting that like and subscribe button. It's very much appreciated. This week we'll be featuring one of the finest girl groups from the 70s and the beginning of the 80s, the Jones Girls. The Jones Girls signed their first record deal in 1970 with GM Records. But they already had up to that point a very long road behind them, because they were trained by their mother to sing harmonies, singing gospel, playing piano, and they were also having appearances all over the country in different churches. The first part of the 70s, they released some singles, with very few to actually no success. But they were always in high demand as backing singers. And they sang for the likes of, and I'm just telling you a few names: Lou Rawls, McFadden and Whitehead, Norman Connors, Gene Kahn, Teddy Pendergrass, Phyllis Hyman, Linda Clifford, Marjorie Joseph, Dexter Wenzel, the legendary Aretha Franklin, and Diana Ross. They toured with Diana Ross or worked with her from 1975 to 1978. And it was Diana Ross who introduced the Jones Girls to the legendary producing and songwriting team Gamble and Huff, who signed them right away. They were somehow considered as a replacement for the 3 Degrees, who left to Areola, but they somehow had their own style. They were known as adding something magical to each and every song they sang. So in 1979 they released their debut album on Philadelphia International, self-titled. It's called The Jones Girls, and here it is. It's their most famous record in many ways. It features the lead single, "You're Gonna Make Me Love Somebody Else," and "Who Can I Run To?" So, debut album. They finally had, and this is a 12-inch single version of that song, they finally had their big breakthrough. But actually on the peak of their success, the band started to disband at that point. Jealousy occurred, addiction occurred, and they really got a problem within the group. The group consisted of Brenda, Shirley, and Valorie. Shirley was shown to be the lead singer on most tracks, and it took a big strain on Valorie, who also had, of course, the ability and the talent to do so, but most often it was Shirley who was chosen. And this put a little more pressure on each member of the group. After releasing the Jones Girls, the follow-up was the piece with women. It considered the hit "Children of the Night." It's a great version, and what I really wanted to point out on this album was that Brenda actually said that at that time, in when that album was released in 1980, women were starting to wear less and less on each and every cover art on records. So Gamble said, "I want to have them dressed fully as much as I can to give them a royal look." And I think that pretty much worked out. Here is the front, and you can see an alternative take from that beach day on the back. In 1981, "Get As Much Lovin' As You Can" was released. And it considered Nights Over Egypt, which was back in the day a very, very less successful record. The record really was appreciated during the last 20 years, when people really start to think, wow, that was one of their finest work, and also one of Dexter Wenzel's finest work. Get As Much Lovin' As You Can. After that record, they switched label. They got an offer from RCA Record, and the Jones Girls on Target was released in 1983. This record didn't do actually very much. And it was pretty much a closing signal for the group. They released 2 other albums till the mid-80s, but somehow the problems within the group got bigger and bigger, and they disbanded. In 1987, Gamble called Shirley Jones and asked her if she would be interested to do a solo album. She jumped right on board, and the album Shirley Jones, Always in the Mood, was released. And it's considered, or it includes, the worldwide smash hit, Do You Get Enough Love? The A-side is more up-tempo, and the B-side is more ballads. That's what they consider. This week, we'll be having a closer look at the very overlooked album from the Jones Girls, Get As Much Lovin' As You Can. I would say, let's have a listen to some tracks from that record.
You desire, get as much loving as you desire. Make sure it's true love. True love. It's for you, love. It's for you, love. The real deal. A mistake. The day that I let you get away. But I know now that I want you back. I know that I love you. I'm frightened, it seems like a real bad dream. Please don't break my heart. Please don't you.
So all in all, this is a very solid record. And vocally wise, it's tremendously good. Get As Much Lovin' As You Can, ASP, Don't Break My Heart are great, great tracks. So this is, like I said, somehow overlooked in the catalog. Well, I would say this is the front of the cover. This is the back, and let's see the record. As usual, you can see the original Philadelphia, legendary Philadelphia International label. And yeah, of course, the first one is the ultimate Jones album, if you want to put it that way, to get into the legacy of these girls. Unfortunately, the only surviving member of the group is Shirley. Valorie died during an addiction problem, and Brenda died during a very, very serious car accident. So this group is very much next to the Pointer Sisters, the 3 Degrees, the Supremes. They're a little overlooked, and they deserve way better because they sounded tremendously good. Individually, they were great, and together they were unbelievably good. So all I can say is you get this on Spotify, you get this on YouTube. It's not tremendously expensive. You get a good version of that record between 10 to 20 euros. And yeah, if you want to have the most successful album with the hits they are most known for, get the Jones Girls from 1979. This one is also very affordable, between 10 to 20 euros as well. I hoped you liked this episode this week. I'm wishing you guys all the best. Stay safe, stay healthy, listen to good music, maybe the Jones Girls, and I see you next time.